So, that is the concept here today. This is Kerbal Boot Camp. We're going to go from 0 to the moon, basically. And if you're new to my stream, I know I do this spiel every time, and some people are like, dude, I always hear the spiel, Valdez, and I was like, dude, there are some people who it may be the first time for. If you're new to my stream, I am Das Valdez. I run Kerbal Space Academy. This is Kerbal Boot Camp. The entire concept of my streams is that I'm here live playing Kerbal Space Academy. Playing Kerbal Space. I'm just going to change the name of the game. Playing Kerbal Space Program. I'm not here to show off how awesome I am. I'm not here to do crazy, wacky things, although I do some crazy, wacky things sometimes. I am here to go over some basic concepts and advanced concepts in Kerbal Space Program and answer questions for you. So if I'm doing something and I'm going a little bit fast, you didn't quite get something, you had a question about an engine I'm using or why I did something a certain way, why did I turn that part, why did I fly it that way, why did I click there, you can ask me in the chat. That's the entire freaking point here. The entire point is I'm live, and as you ask me questions in the chat, something you didn't get, something you want more information on, something that's completely not related, you can ask me the question, and I will answer it in the chat, or I will use the game. It'll be like, Das, why do you need 3 landing legs? Why can't you do it with 2? And I'll be like, well, here's why you can't use 2, because if I do 2, and I launch it, Jeopardy music while the scene changes. That's not Jeopardy. I'll say, well, that's a good question, but here's what happens if you only have 2 landing legs. Your craft falls over. That's not good for crafts. Anyways, that's the concept. Das Valdez. There's a couple different ways to get my attention. As you may have seen in the chat already with Crazed, the last comment there, if you say the word Das, D-A-S in chat, it will highlight it in red. That will get me to look at it. I might not look at it right away. I may be crashing something. I may be flying something. I may be burning a node or something like that. Thank you, Dave, for your insightful and interesting comment on the situation of why I can't use 2 landing legs. Anyways, if you say Das, D-A-S in chat like this, D-A-S, it'll actually highlight it in red unless I say it, apparently. Just like Cray77's there. That'll make me look at it. Periodically, when I'm getting a scene change, when I'm time warping or something like that, I'll look over at the chat, I'll scroll back up, and I'll try to answer all the questions that came through in red. You can also say the word question like this. Question. That'll also highlight it red, but not whenever I do it. It'll highlight it in red, so you can say, Das, I have a question. Or you can say question, or question with a colon, or whatever, and it'll highlight it in red. And I will scroll back, see how the chat is scrolling. I'll scroll back and I say, hey, look at this. Explodey Goodness has been watching my stream for about a week. I didn't get the asteroid. I think I already answered that. But I'll scroll back and I'll answer those things. That is the entire point. Thanks, Caboose, by the way. That is how it works. QWERTYBO also. How's it going? About getting ready to start up Kerbal Boot Camp here. I've already talked about Kerbal Boot Camp for 10 minutes. And we actually need to start booting some camps or whatever it is you do. So, with that being said, Step 1, Kerbal Boot Camp. Step 2, I'm Das Valdez. Step 3, ask questions. That's the entire point. So that I can help you get your own craft to the moon. Or something. I mean, wherever you want to go. It doesn't have to be the moon.